Hello, everybody, and welcome back. In an effort to bring you the most possible amount of StarCraft today, we are going to bring you the finals, the grand finals of Code A as well. Are you
I can't
excited,
wait.
Dane?
I'm as excited about this as I am about the Codex finals. I mean, the
Yeah,
level, the level's a little bit lower, but it's still going to be scrappy. And it's going to be something a little bit different.
the
So
hype is the same, though, right?
the hype is the exact same.
Yeah, the
I
hype
mean,
is the exact same.
this is actually a grudge match between these two players, Aicy and Jeddrix. And I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I was speaking to Aicy about Jeddrix earlier, and Aicy said to me, um, who is Jeddrix? And I think he meant it like really aggressively. I think he was throwing shade at Jeddrix. He's like, well, what? Who's Jeddrix? You know?
Did you
And
actually say that?
no,
I thought you were telling the truth.
no. No, they just obviously these players have played earlier. AC pretty convincingly
I mean, I
thrashed Jeddrix
believe
out.
this was the Code A final from last time.
Was it also Jeddrix? I know AC
I
won.
think that's true. Or if not, Jeddrix has won a Code A in the not too distant past, maybe like 2 lands ago.
Yeah, Jeddrix kind of a beast in the Code A bracket. He's like a
Just
very
like
consistent.
Aicy.
I think both of these players we're just not gonna see them in Code A next LAN, right? We're
No.
gonna see one of them or both of them in Code S. I
In a
think
in a
Jeddrix is on the
bigger
way
in a
up.
bigger pool of players, which we will have at the next LAN, I would totally expect both of them to qualify for Code S. Speaking of which, we're in the game. We're in Hardwire. Do you want to do the honors?
Let's jump right into it. In the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, he is Jeddrix. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, he is currently up 1-0 coming from the upper bracket. He's already shown that he can absolutely take Jeddrix to task. He is Aicy.
Representing TSI, of course. Risky sadly not able to be with us, but TSI are still here.
AC, definitely a fearsome competitor. I gotta say, personal bias here. Obviously you talk about caster bias, but I'm rooting for Jeddrix in this series. As much as I love AC and everything, I'm rooting for him. He's the underdog. He hasn't won a Code A before, whereas AC has won a Code A. He's won the actual tournament years ago, and so AC's kind of proven himself. And Jeddrix is like kind of on the cusp there, right? He's got the SOS trophy. He's getting the second places. He's consistently up there. He's showing that he's able to consistently make his way through the bracket. But he wants to win. He wants to show, you know what, AC, you're not the only one who knows how to wrestle in the mud. And both of these players looking like they're going to be having a gentlemanly duel so far. They're both just sort of playing this typical macro build, and so it's not gonna be any super early cheese or anything else, which is a good way to start. We're gonna set the pace and we're gonna set the tone here as very, very respectful.
Yeah, I mean, the production queue is looking like pretty much a perfect mirror. The extractor marginally quicker for Jeddrix, but other than that, you can't really separate the two players right now. It's worth mentioning, this being Code A, the finals are a best of 5. When we see Code S in a short while, probably in about an hour from now, the finals will be a best of 7, and it will be Figaro taking the 1-0 map lead into that series, having gone undefeated through the upper bracket.
And that will be an absolute barn burner, so stay tuned for that. But for now, we got to focus on the knife fight in the phone booth, that is ZVZ. If you've got knife fight in a phone booth for your ZVZ bingo card, fill it out now.
We should make bingo cards next LAN for dumb things that we're definitely going to say.
And we'll say every time, because
Like Raz's big balls.
Raz's-
That's the free space.
Raz's big balls.
That's the free space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it enough? You know.
Is it enough? Yeah.
You could probably make a specific Dane and Ballard bingo card as well.
Oh yeah, just for us, just for us. Really nothing to separate the two players. No real decisions of made. Oh, as I say that, Jeddrix opts for his third a little bit earlier, but it looks like AC is going to join him in just a second.
Yeah, so not a massive difference between the two. So yeah, Jeddrix making a couple pairs of lings right now. They're both going to have ling speed at basically the same time. The main difference right now we're seeing is that AC has gone for the Baneling Nest. So he's going to look to enter that Ling Bane phase of the game. And Jeddrix actually hasn't. So we actually have no Baneling Nest from Jeddrix. So if this comes down to a knife fight between the Lings and the Banes, it's going to be definitely favoring AC.
It looks like they both used their first 2 lings to scout, but AC only rallied his to the top of the ramp, so they just kind of idled and started attacking something and died. Whereas Jeddrix has managed to get the whole way across the main, see pretty much everything that's going on, see the Baneling timings, pretty much everything there he's aware of now.
Yeah, so Jeddrix is just making drones right now. He's starting to shift and make a bunch of lings, and he's going to have speed. So I guess he's just going to rely on either hoping that AC doesn't make a lot of Banelings, or just making enough Zerglings that you can just defend with good splits and things like that. So I have to say I don't know much about ZVZ, but I know that you probably want to have Banelings if your opponent has Banelings. However, Jeddrix, his strategy is a little clearer now. Yeah, he's just going to go for the full wall. So seems to be a pattern we're seeing. One player goes for the Baneling aggression, the other one just tries to hold off. But that means that ultimately Jeddrix isn't going to be able to hold his third in this situation. So I do worry a little bit about that.
He's got the wall off. The Queen's going to have to plug that, but the Banelings are here. Are they going to get through the Queen? No, the Lings are going to go. Decent Baneling connection there.
Yeah,
get rid of the rest of the Lings.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful with how he uses these. There are more and more Zerglings coming in for Jeddrix, but he needs to get through that hole. He doesn't want Jeddrix to be able to plug that up. He is getting some pretty good trades, and the drones are going to have to be pulled for Jeddrix. This is absolutely a breakthrough for Aicy. He's managed to get into the soft underbelly of Jeddrix's base, and there's not really a lot here. There's no Banelings. There was a gap in that wall, and unfortunately, Jeddrix is paying the price.
And there's a very, very quick GG. Sometimes it goes that way in ZVZ.
Sometimes it be that way.
Yeah, and as we expected, you know, the Roach Warren wasn't there in time for him to really get any Roaches out, and the Banelings were already knocking on the door. It's a shame, but that's the way it's gone in game number 1.
Yeah,
or 2, should I say.
Yeah, I wonder if Jeddrix thought that was a full wall, if maybe it was just a bit of a mistake.
It was a full wall when you put a Queen in it, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but I wonder if maybe he wanted it to be like a
just
full wall,
I need to be safe
and
right
it
now.
wasn't. Because,
I
yeah,
don't
because the
know,
Banelings can get in.
He scouted the Baneling there, so he didn't know that a push was probably on its way, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Because he built it pretty quickly after that, I feel like. I'm just turning off edge scroll because I realize I'm knocking the camera around like a madman.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Someone has turned edge scroll on.
Yeah, that was me.
Where is edge scroll?
Enable mouse scroll.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll stop me from banging the camera around when I accidentally knock it off the tiny table.
I tried to warn you.
I didn't understand what you said. I completely didn't block it.
On.
Berlingrad is the next map. Get that sorted out for the players. And we'll get them all in and ready for... Well, this could be the final game.
It absolutely could. And which would be, I have to say, a little anticlimactic. You know, it would be nice to see Jeddrix put the pain on. But, you know, I got to call him like I see him. I think that Aicy is
too strong.
He's just like a full tier above the ZVZ level of Jeddrix at the moment. And it's no shade to Jeddrix. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Jeddrix.
Yeah.
But Aicy is, you know, he's just showing that he's, you know, not really all that stressed about these games.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that the good news is it's a mirror matchup, so anything could happen. I mean, anything could always happen. It's not PvP. It's not quite the coin flip days of PvP where really anything could happen, and you know you can do some weird stuff and throw off your opponent. But still, the ZVZ can be quite volatile, and maybe Aicy makes a mistake. Maybe Jeddrix gets back in there. So I'm gonna back him. I'm gonna hope we can see game 4. That'd be really cool to see that here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to switch on in. Would you like to do the honors with the player introductions one more time?
Alrighty. He is feeling pretty comfortable with a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. He is just about ready to take home his second Code A final win. He is TSI's Aicy. And his one in the bottom right-hand corner, it is Jeddrix.
Sorry,
and that is his spawning pool.
With the camera stuff because it's a spawning pool, and that's the non-normally timed spawning pool.
And that is Jeddrix's spawning pool. And Jeddrix's spawning pool is a little bit stronger, a little bit healthier, a little bit earlier than other spawning pools, and it's going to allow him to do a nice early attack here.
He's not going to be too greedy, though.
Aicy, yeah, so Aicy, unfortunately for Jeddrix, has basically done a counter to this,
out
right?
Yeah, they're not really mad.
They're not happy about this read. So I think, yeah, Aicy. My understanding of this is that he's doing a counter pool, right? So his pool is going to be about 30 seconds slower than Jeddrix's, which means he's not going to have lings as fast. But by the time those lings get to Jeddrix's base, yeah, by the time Jeddrix's lings get there. He's gonna have lings. He's not even gonna have to pull drones. I mean, he might have to pull a few drones, but he's not. He's just gonna like sort of swap this away.
As the lings pop, and they've got to walk. Well, they've got to walk a short marathon to get to his opponent's base.
And I think this is kind of shows the kind of player Aicy is, right? He's played Jeddrix in a series. He's like, you know what? I bet you're gonna do this again, and I'm just gonna swat it away. I'm not gonna sweat with pulling my drones and microing and all that stuff. I'm just gonna do an early pool. You know, if we end up in a macro game and you're ahead, so what?
Yep, absolutely. We should see this attack deflected pretty quickly. It will leave Jeddrix slightly behind. It's not going to be game-ending damage. He's the one on the attack. It's kind of hard to lose when you're attacking. But
I think once he sees the
he's going to
lings,
be a bit
once he
annoyed
sees
about
the lings
this.
of AC, yeah, he's going to be like, okay, this feels...
He wants to commit and try and get a bit of damage done. I appreciate it. Trying to keep AC a bit busy with the micro.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's already lost the Ling, another pair coming down. So actually, Jeddrix does have the Ling lead right now, but he's just nibbling away.
Only by one.
Yeah, it's
He
razor
lost
thin.
another Ling.
I think Jeddrix
that
may
was a
have.
horrific
Yeah,
engagement.
he probably didn't want to commit, but Jeddrix does have a few more coming in. But now with the Queen coming in, this is stable now. So now we just see a nice little win, right? It's not the end of the world, but Jeddrix has a faster Nat. He's got faster Queen. And he's got more workers. So, I mean, as I said, yeah, he's got more workers. So, it's just like a nice little comfortable position for AC to be in for his troubles.
Yeah, AC's looking pretty comfy right about now. Not really too many worries in the world. Free to do what he wants, free to drone up. And yeah, we'll see what tech he chooses, whether he goes for the Baneling style again, or maybe we'll see more roaches from him this time.
Yeah, I mean, 4 workers may not sound like a massive lead. He was actually 6 workers ahead at one point.
Jeddrix really likes this roach style. He's considering doing the Evo chamber wall again. There's the Evo and the other Evo.
Just needs to make sure he actually completes the wall this time if he wants to
I
survive.
think he's just going to put the Queen in the hole again. I think that's his plan. He's playing like a Protoss player.
Yeah, and that's fine. As long as, like, in this situation, as like a normal thing, I think it's fine. I think if you know your opponent's gone for Banelings and you are holding on for dear life,
I'm not sure how Jeddrix got supply blocked. I missed that. Maybe he lost one of his forward
yeah,
overlords to a Queen
he must have done. That's the only way. Unless he killed his own overlord.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. And at the moment, we just see AC just macroing. Like, he's building drones, building another hatch, doing Zerg things.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little bit ahead before, but now that he's had the earlier pool, earlier.
It's like nearly 15
larva.
ahead.
Yeah, he's just gone. You know what? I'm just gonna explode in my economy. So yeah, so I take back what I said. He's not a little bit ahead. He's massively ahead. Jeddrix trying to drone up behind it. He's having his larva pop now, so it's not as behind as you might think. But yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Jeddrix is not getting any benefit from having this roach warren now. It's been here this whole time. He's not produced a single roach, and AC's is going to be done before he even uses it.
Yeah, so it doesn't. There's no real point in getting that roach horn up unless you think your opponent's gonna flood you. Or something.
If you're gonna be attacked imminently.
Yeah,
I think he was worried again about what happened last game happening again, basically. So he got it up super early, so he could actually build some roaches defensively this time.
Yeah, just slightly suboptimal, but now AC's gonna be mining on 3 bases. He's at nearly 50 workers.
Having a smooch.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
The Robo-Zerg and then the normal Zerg are friends.
It's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh God!
It's a tale as old as time. And then now, when I kiss you, you turn into a frog.
Yeah, it's like the inverse of. I mean, was it already a frog before? Like Overlords are pretty grim.
Yeah, he's turning into a weirder frog with more eyeballs.
More eyeballs.
A Lovecraftian horror eldritch frog.
I was going to say something really dumb. I'm not going to though.
No, please do.
I was going to say that I've heard if you kiss AC, he gets extra eyes.
He gets extra eyes.
They just open.
Oh yeah. He gets.
He opened his third eye.
Oh. That's deep. It really makes you think,
Some sort of Larry thing is morphing. Zerg things are happening. Zerg things. They happen sometimes.
And this Overseer is going to get in and see what's going on. Layer for both players coming down, but again, just so many more drones from AC to making a huge swell of roaches. He's just going to have a big, nice, swole ball of roaches to shove into Jeddrix's base, and Jeddrix is going to have to hold on for dear life here.
Jeddrix, yeah, had that earlier roach warren, and has less roaches. Just want to point that one out.
It's not about when you build the roach horn. It's about
how
many drones you've built in advance.
It was a premature roach warren. And he's even helping his opponent get to his base quicker. What a nice gentleman.
Do you just, as Jeddrix, do you just leave here when you see that? You're like, oh, I don't have that much.
I don't have that many roaches. I don't have any ravages.
Wait, how'd you get that many roaches?
What have I been doing?
Wait.
Hang on a minute. Something is not right here.
And this is where the SimCity works against you because
your roaches
actually,
can't shoot over
yeah,
it.
like Aicy just gets such a nice concave here, and only 1 or 2 roaches from Jeddrix is able to fight at once, and he's going to actually lose the Roach Warren, he's going to lose the upgrades before he even gets his +1. +2 is on the way for Aicy. This is just textbook Roach aggression.
Yeah. Aicy being really safe, really secure. He could probably steamroll through, but he's just going to wait.
I mean, he could have just killed that Evo chamber, but he doesn't know that. But yeah, no. Now it is going to be even upgrades, but twice the army supply for Aicy. And so Jeddrix is just going to slowly die here. He just doesn't know he's dead yet.
He's holding out for that Spire. The meters are going to change it.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah.
If Aicy were to go home right now, he would, and then not attack for 3 minutes, he'd be all right.
GG,
but yeah,
well played.
GG.
Congratulations to, again, our back-to-back Code A winner. I don't know if we're going to have a winner's interview for that.
We need a winner's interview. Yeah, send him, shoot him a message and say,
entertain the stream.
Get over here.
I'll get him over to kind of analyze the big brain of AC.
Right, so
we'll see if we can get him on stream, get his beautiful face out for you guys.
There is so much to analyze in that series, let me tell you. It was a really back and forth. It was it really had me on the edge of my seat. We really just didn't know it was going to happen the whole way through.
Yeah, I thought it could have potentially gone to another game. It didn't, but you know, sometimes that happens.
I respect it. I think overall it's kind of tough when you've already played a series and you've already lost without taking a game against AC. It wasn't like Jeddrix had any mental edge he could work with. It wasn't like, oh, I might do this because remember when I took that map. It's like, no, I 12-pooled you and you held it. I didn't 12-pool, and then you 12-pooled me and I lost. So, all right, so we've got AC joining us for a winner's interview here. So why don't you...
yeah, I'm going to get AC on in.
Yeah. All right, AC. So congratulations on being a repeat Code A champion.
Yeah, thank you.
You absolute beast. It was some really convincing play there. Why don't you take us through that series and tell us what was going through your head?
Yeah, game one I expected him to go hatch first because previously I went pool first a lot in the last series. So I thought, yeah, I'll be a bit greedy. And then he also went hatch first. And then what did we do? Oh, yeah. So what happened was I scouted the front with his Bane, with my 2 Lings, and I saw no Bane nest, and I thought, oh shit, it's a Ling flood. So I started making a bunch of Lings, and then no Ling flood came. So I was like, oh well, I might as well just all in anyway. Making Zerglings is never a bad decision in ZVZ, so that was fine.
I learned so much. I learned so much from watching you play. So you make Lings. If they have lots of Lings, you defend. If they don't, you attack.
Yeah, that's kind of how ZVZ goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you wall off potentially, but yeah.
So what happened? What were you thinking when you saw the wall off when you were going for the Baneling bust? Was there any part of you that was like, oh no, I'm not going to get in here? Like, because that was what I went through in my mind. I was like, oh, I've seen this before. Maybe this is just a bit of a fizzle.
Yeah, I mean he didn't. Yeah, he could have potentially done that walled off, but the fact that he didn't have a Bane nest meant he was just kind of dead.
Yeah, there was eventually you were going to break through.
Going to break through. Even if he walled off, like I could just keep killing the queens and stuff like that. Like, and it costs a lot to wall off. If you keep walling, I could just kill the third and transition.
Yeah, it's not like you have a battery that can heal the wall and you know, overcharge it and anything like that. So you're getting in, and if you get in, it's pretty much GG.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what about the last game? What was going through your mind there?
So yeah, last game. So there was only 2 games.
Yeah.
When he said well played, congrats, I forgot that I had a game from. But yeah. So yeah, I thought he's definitely gonna go like some cheese. He's probably going to be 13-12 or 12 or something because I went hatch first previously and it's his last game and he wants to try and get a win. So yeah, I did a really safe build, like 16 pool, and then I was just so far ahead. Yeah. That it was kind of over.
It was. I don't want to say it was a hard counter, but it seemed like he was doing everything he could to get the Lings to your base as soon as possible, and then you just had more Lings at the same time to defend. So it was pretty much just like a counter to what he was.
It was, yeah, because he 12 pool before, so like 60 pool is like pretty hard counter.
Okay.
Especially a 60 pool gasless, which I did, and then I got the scout in and saw he had no gas, and then I was so greedy because when you have no gas, he can't do anything to me.
Yeah.
So then I just took a third, didn't even get speed, and just went straight to Roach Warren layer +1.
Right, so that's why you were able to get such a big drone lead, because you're like, oh, he's got no gas. There's no potential for counterplay.
Exactly.
Okay. So I learned a lot from that conversation. I've learned more about ZVZ than I've ever known.
Okay, great.
I appreciate that.
There we go. Great, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, brilliant. So thank you very much for joining us, Aicy. Congratulations on back-to-back Code A champion, and
you.
hope to see you. Hope to see you again next year.
I will be back. I love Epiland. It's
All
been
right.
great. Cheers.
Brilliant.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Cool.
Always lovely to have the players on, get their kind of insight into the games, get their thoughts. Do we think Aicy's going to be Code A champion 3 lands in a row, the full 2022 sweep?
I'm gonna make a prediction based on the conversations that I've had with Aicy over the last couple of days. I think that Aicy may actually have his passion back, and we may see him hit the ladder hard and actually start grinding. And at the next LAN, which unfortunately I won't be at, he will potentially make it into Codes, and I think potentially maybe even quite a high finish in Codes.
Wow.
Is my prediction. I think he's got enough time. I think if he gets his passion back, the potential that Aicy has as a player, you know, is pretty high. I think he hasn't played for a long time. He's a bit rusty. Still able to play and take out the Code A, but I think he's more than capable of being scary in the later rounds of Codes as well.
Fantastic. Well, fingers crossed we see that at EPIC36. Before then, we've got the main event coming up next. In about 40 minutes from now, we expect to see the grand finals of Code S here on this stream. Are you excited, Dane?
Oh, I'm extremely excited. I love watching Raza play. The series between him and Figaro have been fantastic.
It went
Back
to
and
game
forth.
5. Oh my god.
Every single time there's history there. Raza, Zane has told me that you know, Raza just really struggles against you know, Zergs who are like sort of 5-5 and lower. He just for whatever reason he really struggles, and so it seems like Figaro is his kryptonite. And so I mean, as much as I want to see Raza win, if Figaro were to take it, it could be quite a story as well. So
now this isn't the first time that Raza's come from the lower bracket and had the chance to win at Epic Land. At EPIC36, where we casted the grand finals there's a lot of hype to live up to. He came through that lower bracket up against T-Ball. T-Ball with the 1 map advantage, but managed to close out the series 4-3 in his favor with some incredibly strong play against the Protoss player. Obviously, T-Ball sadly not here this time around. Can he do it again?
yeah, we don't know. I mean, I believe. I think the story of based on what we've seen from Raza in the past, that's what's going to happen.
I'm good friends with Zane and Raza. I'm a massive Raza fanboy. I'm backing Figaro here.
Yeah,
he's been playing out of his mind this tournament.
And he's playing out of his mind. He's been consistent. He's beat both Seka brothers.
Yeah.
He's a monster, and I would love to see him take a grand final. I think if he's ever going to do it, this is the time. So
yeah.
it's Figaro's.
It'll be wonderful to have a new winner.
It's in Figaro's court, right? The ball's in Figaro's court.
Yep, he's got that map advantage, and he'll be on this stream shortly. Yeah, we're going to go to a short break. Well, a 40-minute break. Make sure the players and the players that aren't in the final have somewhere nice to watch. We're going to get a TV set up for them here. It's going to be amazing, and make sure the players are all happy. And then yeah, we're going to start as soon as possible. Both the finalists, I think, are really keen to get stuck in and get this game played as soon as possible.
Yep. So we're expecting that at 9 o'clock BST. So we will see you guys in about 40 minutes. Get hyped.
Get hyped.